things are going on worldwide. So it's not a right time for the technology, or I should not move toward the new technology, or I should not change my job. So it means there is some fear factor. So the fear factor come with the opportunity. For example, this is the right time. For one hand, at one hand, maybe this is not right time to invest on yourself to explore the new technology. But on the other hand, this is the right time, the region, whenever the market will be bad, if you have something new in hand, it will save you or it will give you the better opportunity compared to others. So the fear of falling behind in technology is the real, and it's growing fast as Azure and cloud computing reshape industry. But that fear also opens the door to mastering new skills, solving the real world problems, and transforming your career. So the stories come from the my former students who faced the exact challenges. Many of them came to me after being sick and tired of endless YouTube tutorials and shady Instagram gurus lacking real credential by practical experience. Even I'll give you some example. You know, I trained to some of the candidates, they were not from IT ecosystem, not some of them, lots of, candidates, they were not from IT ecosystem, like MSc in chemistry, MBA in HR, or working as a bank manager, working in finance industry, working in medical pharmaceutical industry. So what happened? They were thinking, hey, maybe everyone's saying it's IT is one of the white collar job. So let's do something in IT industry. So normally what happened? A person who is expert in driving, suppose you are driving the car since last 10, 20 years, so there'll be huge possibility for the accident by expert, not by freshers. For example, learner, beginners, if you check the ratio, overall ratio, they are feared. There's a fear factor on them. That's why they are safely driving. But same time, at other hand, a person who is driving the car since last 1 year, 2 year, or 5 years, so there'll not be fear factor for them. They are very much confident, and because of the confident, there will be chances of accident. Arun, are you aligned with me? So, guys,
Yes, sorry, I'm alive.
so what happened? So, whenever the candidate start, they just study or change the certificates. For example, people saying, "Hey, I'm planning to clear this certification or that certification." So they learn by doing, tackling real Azure projects and push them beyond the theory. The reason is theory is will be it may be helpful, not it will be it may be helpful to crack the interview. Nowadays, in real-time situation, what companies looking for? Companies are not looking for the professionals, a lollipop type of professional. Nowadays, companies are looking for the real professional who has the real world problems. If you have faced the problem, if you have the solution, so they will welcome you. If you haven't faced the problem in real-time situation, the opportunity, there'll be very less number of opportunity in the market. For example, I'll give you another example. Nowadays, everyone is talking about the AI. Everyone is talking about the data engineering or data. So anyone, any idea why there's a huge number of opportunity in the market for the data professional? Do you think in data side, do you think there's a huge number of opportunities available? In other words, development side, there's no opportunity available. The fact is, 10 year ago, or maybe 7, 8 year ago, or 20 year ago, 70 to 80% professionals were moving toward the development side. For example, maybe product-based development, application development, API development, Java, .NET, PHP, Python. But suddenly what happened nowadays? Everyone is talking about the AI. Suddenly about the AI or about the data. So guys, working on data side, definitely it's a prime sector. But the problem is in 80 to 90% cases, people are working toward the data side or AI side. They are self-claimed data professional or they're self-claimed AI professionals. Okay. So what industry is looking for? Industry is looking for the trial and tester professional. For example, if you are the part of industry or maybe you are new to the industry, if you're scared, if you have the fear factor, it means there'll be huge chances that you'll focus. I mean, you'll learn whatever you learn, you'll concentrate more compared to experts. And this is the time, or this is one of the major factor or parameter which will help you to gain the knowledge. Same time, I'm not telling anyone to focus on the theory. The reason is if I'll cover theory, you'll forget everything maybe after a day, week, or a month, max to max. But same time, if you'll practically implement everything, it will be in your memory for a very long time, maybe for years. So what industry is looking for? Industry is looking for the real professional, real cloud professional. Cloud is just like the book, guys, like just like the Mahabharata. So there are huge number of chapters, about 200, 300 chapters available. And if I'm talking about the SQL, so SQL is one of the service of cloud. It's one of the PaaS-based service. Similarly, if I'm talking about the Power BI is another service. So it is nothing just service. Not it's not a service. You can relate that SQL, PSQL, MySQL, Oracle, Databricks, Data Factory. These are just chapter. So what industry is looking for? Industry is looking for the person, a professional who is good overall. Means if you have the diversified knowledge, that's a very good. Same time, what the industry is expecting, you should be very good, or you there should be mastering in one area. Maybe you are mastering at data side, maybe you have your master in development side, or maybe you're mastering at administration side or architecting side, depending on your interest or depending on the opportunity. Wherever you are getting opportunity, usually I recommend people to move ahead. For example, after this course or after any course, if you feel you're getting better opportunity toward the IoT and you're good in that area, robotics and IoT side, you're good, okay, you can plan. Microsoft is offering the robotics or IoT related services. If you feel you're more interested toward the data side or maybe analytics side, so you can move towards it. Or if you feel you're very much comfortable toward the administration, you don't want to write the code. The fact is nowadays people don't want to write the code. If you're moving toward the data side, over there you have to write the code. If you don't want to write the code, no problem. You can choose another segment like administration side. And one advanced side is architecting side. If you feel you're experienced, maybe you're the part of industry since last 7 to 10 year minimum, means minimum 7 year, and technically you're good, then what you guys can do, you can focus towards the architecting side. So architect means a person whose knowledge is diversified. Like you, if you can provide the solution related to data, related to development, related to administration and architecting, it means you're the perfect example of the architects. Architect means a person who is going to provide the end-to-end solution. So there's a difference between developer and architects. Developer means just like the labor, just like the worker. On ground, you're going to implement something. But a person who is working as an architect, he's the architect, he's designing the end-to-end solution. He's not going to write the code on ground. It doesn't mean that he cannot write the code, but he has some different type of responsibility. He's focusing on the solution. There'll be hundreds of people who will write the code, but there'll be 1 or 2 person who will design the solution. So if your solution is trusted, there'll be positive result. If the solution is not trusted or not reliable, then there'll be negative impact or there'll be negative output. I'll give you an example. Last year, I was the part of one of the project. Around 40 people were working. Suddenly, what happened? And the total duration of the project was 2 years. After 6 months, what the team realized that no, it will take 5 more years. Means initially, but it was total 2 year project. But after 6 months, it was realized that no, we cannot complete in 2 years. It will take 5 years. And current team size was 40. So it's not possible with the 40 members. We need 200 plus members. So guys, what was the root cause? Why? So it was because of the architecting. Whatever the architecture was, developed or designed, it was not up to the mark, or the standard was very bad. So because of the standard, it happened. When I came to the picture, I found, hey, it's a blunder mistake. And because of the mistake, now we have to spend few more years. At least it will take 5 years 200 members, 5 years. So guys, a solution architect, a person who is working as a solution architect or enterprise architect, they are the decision maker. Whether the project will pass or fail on ground, it will mostly 80 to 90% will depend on the architecture of the project. Okay. So guys, from here, let me introduce myself. So as most of you know, my name is Aradhya Singh. I'm the part of industry since last 2 decades. Prior to IT industry, I was the part of Indian Air Force working as the rookie pilot. But because of certain situation, I couldn't continue and moved in cloud computing, moved in IT industry, started my career from Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur. I was working in Malaysia and Singapore for a long time. And then after a few years, I returned back to India, started working with SCL Technology Limited. From SCL, I moved to Microsoft Sky London. Then from there, I moved to Accenture to EY. So this is my overall journey. I'm the part of industry since last 2 decades and working on Microsoft Azure cloud computing since last 11 years. I'm the person who is delivering the session when in Pan India, there are maximum 5 to 10 trainers available. Pan India. Since then, I'm providing this type of training and certification. My skill set is very much diversified. I'm very good toward the data side. Development means software engineering side, administration and architecting side. Even
So
if
remind me, remind me if I'm correct, Aradhya. You have been you've been in this industry since the time Microsoft Azure was not even called Microsoft Azure, right? It was
yeah,
called probably something else.
Windows Azure. So in 2010, when Microsoft launched, actually AWS was launched by Amazon in year 2006. And because of the offering, it became very popular. So what Microsoft did in 2008, Microsoft announced that they're going to start a product in public cloud computing. And finally, in 2010, Microsoft launched its own version of public cloud computing, name was Windows Azure. Nowadays, there's nothing as a Windows Azure. That time it was called the Windows Azure, and nowadays it's called the Microsoft Azure. So I'm working with the launching of Windows Azure. So I was, I got the training directly from the Microsoft region. That time, there was no training material available even on Google also. Hence, I was from the first batch who got the training directly from the Microsoft in year 2010. And just after it, I got an opportunity to work on Microsoft Azure Cloud Computing. My first project was 240 tutoring. It was related to education domain. So it was still the application is live. 240tutoring.com is the application. So guys, as I told you, I'm the part of industry since last 2 decades. I'm providing this type of training and certification since last 11 plus year. I'm working on Microsoft Azure Cloud Computing just after launching of Windows Azure. So from here, I'll start cloud. Whenever I'm talking about the cloud, so what you guys think, guys? What is cloud? Do you think it's useful?
I thought you were going to tell us some stories.
Yeah,
So do you
so
want to do you want to go with the concepts first, or do you want to have some fun stories first? Because I was very excited when you told me this morning that you're going to talk about some stories. You have some people from different batches and what they
yeah,
realized in different professions.
I'll tell you about the story of one of my candidate. I have multiple. One of my candidate who is working in Noida location.
Hmm.
He was work. He's from HR background. He completed his MBA from somewhere from Uttarakhand and working Patanjali.
Fine.
And what he's doing, he was working as a cleaning staff. Actually,
Okay.
designation wise, he was store manager. On fifth salary was
Yeah.
15,000 rupees salary, and he was doing the cleaning related work. And nowadays, current situation, he took some time. He learned, first he completed the master program, then SQL, Power BI, and nowadays he's working in Noida location. It's the first job for him in IT industry, and the salary is also it's okay. 10 lakh, he's getting 10 lakhs plus variable, but 10 lakh is not a bad salary to start. A person who is working as a cleaning staff. It's
Wow.
a,
Yeah, in India, sometimes they'll give you a title and you don't know enough and you join them and you realize that in the garb of the store manager
yeah,
title, a management title. They tell you you have to do a little bit of everything. Probably that's a way of you know
Yeah.
developing a well-rounded personality, but that's not what typical Azure architect or Azure developer should be doing.
Yeah.
So he got this opportunity when he had absolutely no opportunity, and his salary would have remained stagnant for a long time. You had also told me about I think I remember two of your stories where you had told me about a seasoned DBA. This person had a lot of IT background in a different as a contrast, and they had worked with the physical servers. A long time back we used to have physical servers, and they had a lot of confidence. But when the company suddenly decided to shift to Azure, because most of the companies, thousands of companies are shifting to Azure, right? So then they suddenly realized that managing hardware on location will not be helpful. There will be provisioning cloud databases. There will be optimizing its performance and troubleshooting that. So suddenly they realized, oh, my job is going to go away. Somebody else is going to get my job. So,
Yeah.
and I think he met you at that time, and if he had ignored the shift, he was going to risk becoming obsolete, and so he could not work with legacy systems anymore, and with your help, he became indispensable to the company. Won few awards and got salary hikes and stuff. I also remember one more time you had told me about a lady who was working in support. She was just working in IT support. Again, she was focusing on legacy systems, but she realized that, oh my God, one day she realized, uh, the company was going to abandon the legacy systems as a part of the vision for the next few years. And she faced a choice whether she could stay in her comfort zone or learn something new. So I guess in that case also, the success came to her because she took a leap of faith. She understood what you're trying to say, and you prepared her in advance. And she is now leading the cloud company's cloud migration project. So that was also, these are the couple of stories. They just came to my mind, Aradhya,
Yeah.
from your own students.
Yeah, so you're right. So even there are several stories. One thing I'll tell you guys, nowadays in industry, not nowadays, since very long time, the huge number of professionals are the part of support program like L1, L2, L3, L4 type of support program they're already working on. And what is the problem? The problem is after some time, first salary structure in support program, maybe you're very much skilled. Maybe you're IITN. But if you're the part of support program, it means people are struggling. There are lots of technologies like VMware, SCCM, especially SAP Basis Module, SharePoint, .NET Core, .NET Standard, PHP, Python, classic Python, not talking about the new one. So these are almost dead technology. If I'm talking about the .NET developer, how many of you are learning that? I mean, how many of your friends or colleagues are learning the .NET, Java, Python, especially PHP? You will not find even single person. But in real-time situation, there's a huge number of opportunities available, but not for the freshers. The region market is already saturated for the development. If you are the experienced IT professional, okay, you can survive. Similarly, if I'm talking about the VMware, SCCM, or I'm talking about the support program. So if you are the working profession, you are the part of support program. After some time, there'll be 100% chances that you will lose the opportunity or you lose your job. The reason is the first salary structure very low, and after some time, and there's a situation also. After some time, either you have to take the retirement or you have to change your domain. Same situation for the SharePoint professional worldwide. Worldwide, around 1 million SharePoint professionals are working. It doesn't mean that on LinkedIn profile you'll get huge numbers available who are working on the SharePoint. But the question is, are they really working on SharePoint? It's almost dead.
Yeah, yeah. It cracks me up because we were discussing the other day. It's one thing to gain experience and you have been happy in the comfort zone, but it's another thing to apply that knowledge you've had, that domain experience you've had, to a real time business challenge. So
Yeah,
today the market, it's Azure tools, Azure skills that are solving the real problems. So I remember the data engineer you had from one of the, he was an aspiring data engineer, and all that they did was they did some basic thing. Power BI, SQL, Excel, and all those kind of things. Somebody did Tableau, and they thought that my life is made for 100 years. They realized the truth the hard way. Because only on SQL and Power BI and Tableau, your life is not going to be perfect in the next 10 years. A lot of things are changing. So when they learn to utilize Azure, understand automation, understand how they can reduce the manual effort by 70%, that's when they started getting respect and recognition and promotion, all the goodies that come with it.
Yeah.
So obviously, I mean, you're right there saying that the question becomes: are you focusing on the Azure services that will actually solve problems in your organization? The question becomes: which of the Azure services can you master today, which will solve a real pain point of tomorrow or today, instead of focusing on outdated skills? So you make a very important point out there.
Even I tell you, nowadays everyone is talking about the AI. Just think in real-time situation. There are millions of people are, running behind the AI. But just think how many of them will work on the AI? Answer will be even decimal places, less than 1%, maybe 0.001%. The reason is you're not going to work on AI. After learning the AI also, you are going to implement it. Means there'll be some APIs available. Just consume the API in your application. Maybe you're working as a SQL developer. So in SQL, through the SQL Cellar, just consume the AI services. If you're working as a Databricks engineer or you're working as a .NET developer, in your application or in your data related project, you are going to consume. Means you are not AI engineer. You are just consumer. Just go and consume it. That's it. The real professionals, mostly 99.99% AI engineers are from the mathematics background. They are mathematician, not the computer engineer. The reason is a person who is from IT background, they cannot write the algorithm. They can just consume, cannot develop it. The reason is to appear as a data scientist, it required at least 3 years of working experience or at least learning experience or exposure during the graduation. So if you are very good that side,
A lot of
that
people think that AI just means the Ghibli or Ghibli, whatever we call it, making cartoons on that, and just utilizing it, just knowing ChatGPT or just at a very high level, writing some prompts to generate images or things like that. That's AI. They are mistaken. It takes practice. It takes a lot of things to do AI. And of course, most of the cloud native solutions now they're integrating AI as well. But if we don't remember the backbone, uh, they will have a sad relation later on. So Ghibli and working on ChatGPT is not going to promise them the job that they're looking for.
even just wanted to show you something, guys. Microsoft running a service is called the AML, Azure Machine Learning. This is AI related service. Now, since last 3 years, we are talking about the AI. But see, since when it is available in Azure Cloud Computing, it was launched by Microsoft in July 2020 or 2014. Means since last 11, 12 years, the AI is available in Microsoft ecosystem. But since last few years, like 2 years or 2.5 years, we are talking about AI or machine learning. So AI or machine learning is not something new. And even if anyone who is already working on machine learning, so what they are doing? Do you think they are actual data scientists? They are not data scientists. They are just consumer. Even between 2015 and 16, I was also working on the Azure machine learning. So what was my final conclusion? It means I cannot write the algorithm. To write the algorithm or to appear as a data scientist, you should be very good toward the, ML side. Especially ML means algorithm side, stats algorithm side. So if you are very good in writing machine learning algorithm, regression, or if you know 20, 30, 40, the regression techniques or some algorithm you can write in MATLAB, then only. Otherwise, you can work as a developer, maybe .NET developer, Java developer, Python developer, Databricks developer, or SQL developer. So guys,
So So, Ardha, you have been a trainer, you have been a mentor, you've been a practitioner. So, you have done the best of the three things in IT today. Um, you know, when you look at 10 years back or 15 years back, there's huge demand for SQL or Power BI or Tableau and other things. And those things remain important. We are not saying that those things are not important. Those, but those, be, that market is also getting very, very competitive. So right now, I guess the if you look at 2025 market, because we cannot go, we are not living in 1999, we are not living in 2010, we are not living in the COVID era. That's behind us. What we have to look for is, what can I do today, what can I do tomorrow, what can I do each day to get better. And that's where Aradha can tell me. I'm sure you might have it as a part of the program, but I was interested in learning from you, um, why the word cloud is getting so important. What is the cloud and why is it getting important? And why is why are people who are doing we are realizing that a lot of people come to you, I've seen in COE, and people say, I've done SQL, or I've done Tableau, or I've done Power BI, or I've done Alteryx, or this or that, but my companies when I went for the interview, I did well and I got a job also. I was very well educated, I had a good background, but they said we are all going to move to cloud computing. And that's where they say, are you, when they ask them, do you know anything about cloud? Do you know cloud fundamentals? Many people are not even aware of the cloud fundamentals, which is where the company says, okay, then we'll take you as a fresher, we'll give you fresher money, you won't get the experience money that you get. But had you known cloud, I know one of, I don't want to name her, but one of our COE members, very recently, she's from the finance background. She went for an interview. They asked her, hey, do you know anything about Azure Data Factory? Do you know anything about Azure services? Because eventually we're going to move everything to that place. And she sent me a meme. This is real story, Aradhya. She sent me a meme. She said, first I studied SQL, then I studied this. And I'll send you a copy of the meme. It was very,
Yeah,
very funny.
yeah.
She said,
Right.
first I learned SQL. I
So
shifted from non-IT to IT. I learned all of this, and I realized that whatever I had learned is, the importance of all that is only one third. The real money, the real education, the real recognition, the real promotion lies in cloud computing. So he told me, please get Aradhya to tell us what the hell is cloud and what is cloud computing, and all of those kind of things.
yeah. One more thing, guys. Here, anyone who is already working as a data engineer, anyone, maybe Power BI developer, either data engineer or Power BI developer. So you can unmute, or you can tell me normally what is the duration of such type of projects. Okay, so Ayush is working as a data engineer. So Ayush, normally what is the duration of the project in data engineering? 3 month, 6 month, 1 year, 3 year, 5 year, or maybe more than that. Normal duration. You're working in support. So definitely, if you're the part of support program, then okay, yes, maybe 3 year. But if you're working as a developer, so normally the duration, normal standard time for the development project is 6 month, 3 month, 4 months, 6 month, and average is 6 month. It means after every 6 month, you have to change your project. You have to prove yourself after every 6 month. Means at least 2 to 3 times a year, you have to prove yourself in different projects. This is one challenge. And you cannot prove every time. Lifelong, you cannot prove yourself. And the second problem is, in most of the cases, in current situation, most of the data professionals are not up to the mark. Why I'm telling it? The reason is, if I tell you to write a complex logic, if I tell you to write a algorithm, you cannot write here. The reason, mostly, if I'm talking about a Java developer, Python developer, core Python developer, or .NET developer, they started their journey with the development. Means since beginning they were writing the algorithm. So if any developer who is writing the algorithm since very early stage, so for them writing algorithm is easy. Same time, a person who is starting the career as a Power BI as a SQL developer or maybe as a data professional. So for them, it is very difficult to write the complex algorithms. And this is the area where people are struggling. So normally what is happening, 80 to 90% candidates are just focusing on the select, insert, update, and delete. Just think for a minute, guys. Suppose you're working on the Databricks or you're working on SQL Server. So what you're doing, select, insert, update, delete, data frame, pipeline, and that's it. It's a very simple, right? So on the basis of select, insert, update, and delete, do you think you can survive for the very long time? Answer is no. And after every 3 months, 4 months, or 6 months, we have to change your project. So what happening? Most of the people are going on bench. After, suppose I'm working as a data professional, data engineer. After 6 months, what will happen? My project completed. My performance not very good, so I'll be on bench. If I'm on
Yeah,
bench,
Aradhya, the other thing is, Aradhya, is sorry, I can't see the raise my hand thingy on myself. But I was mentioning the guy who just said I'm working for support project. Support and project, they do not go along with each other. When we talk about support, we are talking about operations, right? Ongoing support, L1, L2 kind of support. Projects are something which has starting a definite starting, a definite beginning, and a definite end, and it produces something specific. So IT projects and operations are two different things. Somebody can earn a low salary in operations, and that can be ongoing, like like plumbing, right? So whenever my I have a kitchen, and whenever my null, घर का जो नल होता है, it goes bad, I'll call my pipe goes bad, I'll call somebody to fix my null. They'll fix it and move away. Or so that's like more of a support job, but it's not a high paying role. But whereas if I learned about the architecture and the services, that's where the money lies, if I'm not wrong.
you're right, Tarun. You're 100% right. So there's another question from Ayush Khanna side. So Ayush, AWS is older. AWS launched by Amazon in 2006, while Microsoft Azure launched by Microsoft in year 2010. Means after 4 years, Microsoft launched its own public cloud computing product. So one is launched in 2006, second is launched in 2010. And that is, I'm not saying any technology is good or bad. I'm not telling that SQL is good or bad. If you talk about myself, I can work on the SQL, PSQL, Oracle, and other databases. I can work on the Power BI also, and I can work on the data engineering projects also. And even since last 3.5 years, I'm leading the data engineering projects. Whatever the solution I'm designing, this is related to data. But in 90% cases, the duration of the such type of projects is quite less. And the problem is, first, 80 to 90% professionals are not up to the mark. They are good in SQL, select, insert, update, and delete statement. They cannot write the complex logic. And if the professionals are not up to the mark, so this is one of the other region of the failure. Means either your project will be delayed or fail. Suppose in your team there are 20 professionals, out of 20, 18 members are not up to the mark. They are just basic sync, insert, update, select. They can write. They cannot automate it. So data is not about the writing the code. Data is all about the automation. If you have the good solution, if you can automate or you can write your code in such a way that it can save you 80-90% time, then this is the data engineering. Data engineering is not about the writing the select, insert, update, or delete statement. Second is, usually I recommend everyone to learn everything. Means if you can learn the Power BI, you can learn the data engineering, you can learn the cloud computing. Definitely, you must learn it. Your knowledge must be diversified. Same time, I saying cloud is like the book. So in this book, you have hundreds of pages available, or we have hundreds of chapters available. So ideally, what you should do, you should learn the entire book first. Then, based on your interest, what you can do, or based on your comfort, if you feel more comfortable with the IoT side, then you can move towards the IoT side. If you feel more comfortable toward the AI or data side, then accordingly you can choose. So what will be the impact? Why not directly move toward the data side? The reason is you cannot design the solution. You can work like the worker, just like the labor. So guys, there are two issues here. One is just diversify your skill set and work like the professional. The second is work like the labor. So you can decide what you want. You want to work like the labor, like the worker, or like the real professional where you'll get opportunity to provide the solution to the industry. For example,
So,
yeah,
so
yeah,
it's about 10:17 in Texas where I am. And the only cloud I see, whenever you talk about the word cloud, I can see the blue skies above my head. I'm standing where I usually collect my letterbox as a park, and that's the cloud that I understand from nature. And I understand that cloud is something important, but could you tell us more about? Could you jump into the topic and share with us why all the industries are talking about this cloud computing? And we can perhaps have some inputs from the guy who's into support. He can tell us what kind of typical problems he has. Well, we sees from the users, because users will give him all kind of problems, right? So he can probably talk about one or two common problem that he sees year after year, because he's been in it for 3 years now.
yeah. So before moving it, if you have any question, you can unmute and ask the question. Vineet, Manish, Guru, Dipanshu, Ayush, Vinay. No
So guys,
question?
we did not want to keep this as a serious session. We want to make sure the session is interactive. It's meant for your benefit, not our benefit. It's meant for your benefit, where you can feel comfortable and free to ask all kind of questions. That is why I gave this funny example, although it is pretty real, that I'm really standing right next to a park and I'm looking at the cloud as Aradhya is teaching it. But feel free, when he pauses, feel comfortable to ask any questions you may have as he goes along the topic.
Okay, I think no question. So let's move ahead. So guys, cloud. Cloud, what is cloud? So whenever I'm asking this question, most of the people are saying cloud is software, hardware, technology, or data center. But the fact is, cloud is not a software, it's not hardware, it's not technology, it's not about data center. Cloud is all about the virtualization. Cloud is all about the delivery of your computing services over the internet. Means whatever the tools and technology, whatever the IT ecosystem is available in on-premise, same you can deliver on top of the internet. It means it's just a concept. It's not a hardware, it's not a technology, it's not data center. It's just a concept as per the concept of cloud computing. With the help of these cloud computing services, you can deliver your solution directly on top of the internet. So if you have the on-premise solution, you can access in on-premise. But if you have the cloud-based solution available, everything you can deliver on top of the internet and people can access it from anywhere. For example, if you have Excel report, you can access in your office. But if you have the Power BI report, you can access it from across the globe. Doesn't matter what your current location. If you have the good internet connectivity, you can use it. So cloud is all about the virtualization. It's all about the automation. So if you can automate your solution, it means your application be highly in demand. So guys, if I'm talking about the cloud, so cloud computing started exactly the journey of cloud computing started from 1991. In this year, the public internet and web browser both came into the picture. After launching of public internet, it became very popular in India. In India, date was 15th August 1995. It was launched by a Tata company named was VSNL, Videsh Sanchar Nigam Limited. So after launching of public internet in India, it became very popular. People, education institutions started realizing that going forward in future, everything will be available on top of the internet. And finally, in 2006, Amazon launched its own product name was AWS. And they captured 100% of the market share region. There was no competition available to that time. So what happened after 4 years of AWS, Microsoft also launched its own version of the public cloud computing name was Windows Azure. So it means AWS launched in 2006, while Azure was launched in 2010. After 5 years, means in 2014, Microsoft again rebranded it with a new name as a Microsoft Azure. So now what we are going to learn is not Windows Azure. Windows Azure is already retired by Microsoft. And now we have the replacement of the Windows Azure available with the new name is called the Microsoft Azure. So guys, As of now, there are lots of key players available in the market like Amazon, Microsoft Azure, Google GCP, IBM Cloud, Oracle, Fujitsu, Alibaba, VMware, and many more providers available in the market. But the main competition is between two companies. One is the Microsoft Azure, and second is Amazon AWS. So both companies are claiming, they are self-claimed champion, just like the Hindi news channel. All the Hindi news channels are claiming that they're number one. They're number one. That's a true also. They are number one for their program. So similarly, here Microsoft is claiming they're number one, and same time AWS is also claiming they're number one. They are good. They're really a number one, but in different segments. For example, if you're planning to provide the PaaS-based solution, PaaS-based means browser-based solution without machine, without infrastructure. So in this area, Microsoft is champion. If you're planning to provide the window-based solution, then Microsoft is leading. SaaS capability wise, so Microsoft is offering very nice product from the SaaS side like Office 365, Dynamics 365, Power BI, AX Retail, Intra ID, and many more. So overall, Microsoft is earning more than $250 billion per year from SaaS-based product. And revenue-wise, Microsoft is growing faster than AWS. Yearly growth-wise, Microsoft is growing faster than AWS. And total number of services-wise, so Microsoft is offering more number of services compared to AWS. So guys, similarly, if I'm talking about the AWS, they are growing very good toward the Linux side, and overall market share is both are very close to each other. As per the prediction by Gartner, by next year, Microsoft will lead in this segment also. So guys, for the time being, we have three types of cloud providers available in market. One is the public cloud, second is the private, and the third is hybrid cloud. So there's a huge opportunity available in public, private, and hybrid. Doesn't matter whether you are interested toward the public cloud, private cloud, or hybrid cloud. Everywhere you'll get huge number of opportunities, but everywhere there's some good and bad part also. Means there's some pros and cons. If I'm talking about the public cloud computing, it's universally accessible. So if it means if you have the good internet connectivity, you guys can access it from anywhere. It's a very much flexible. Speed wise, here in public cloud computing, you will get very high speed. If I'm talking about the payment wise, here you no need to pay anything in advance. Just use for a month, and after it you have to pay, and it can be used across the globe. If you have the stable internet connectivity, you can use it. Same time, there's some disadvantage also. For example, if you're from any area where the internet connectivity is not good, so it means public cloud computing is not a good option for your solution. Or if the architect, a person who is designing the solution, is not up to the mark, it means you should not move toward the cloud-based, public cloud-based product. Similarly, if I'm talking about the private cloud, in private cloud, you will get better control over the underlying software and hardware, plus easy customization and more data integrity. But the problem is, if your company is planning to set up the private cloud, the huge investment required, millions or billions of dollar investment is required, means few hundred or few thousand crore rupees investment will be required in upfront. Plus, you need lots of people to manage it. Plus, customization is sometimes not possible, sometimes difficult. Scalability is not easy. Same time, we have third type of solution available, hybrid-based solution. Means some part of business will be available in public cloud and others will be available in a private cloud. So this, whenever you are using public and private together, so this type of solution is called the hybrid-based solution. But here, the good part is it's a very cost-effective. If you're going to use as it is, it's a very cheaper. But if you're going to customize, it will be one of the costliest solution. Remember, if you're going to use as it is, it's very cheaper. If you're going to customize, it will be one of the costliest solution. Plus, more maintenance will be required and more monitoring. Means you have, if you're going to customize, you have to monitor, you have to maintain, and customization is not easy. And if you're going to customize, then it will be one of the costliest solution. So guys, if you're planning to move toward the public cloud computing or private cloud computing, everywhere there'll be some pros and cons. If I'm talking about who can plan toward the cloud computing, so if anyone who is the part of support program, maybe L1, L2, L3 type of support, if you're working on Office 365, Dynamics 365, SharePoint, SCCM, Windows, VMware, network admin, desktop engineer, or any other support program, you're the part of then you can. Apart from it, if you're Citrix, you're DBA, you're developer, maybe .NET developer, Java developer, PHP developer, SQL developer, or your data developer. So in that case also you can. If you're working on the SAP basis module, you also can plan your career towards the cloud computing. Apart from it, if anyone who is already working as an architect, suppose I'm .NET architect, Java architect, or maybe storage architect, cloud architect, on-premise cloud architect, network architect, enterprise architect. So everyone who is from the architecting background, they are moving toward they're learning the cloud computing. The region cloud is future. Nowadays, in 80% cases, the new projects are, whatever the new projects are being onboarded, it's a cloud-based. So cloud is mandatory. That is the future. Without it, survival for an IT professional will be very difficult going forward in the future. Similarly, if anyone who is from data side, maybe you are working as a data analyst, data engineer, BI engineer, ML engineer, or data scientist, for them also it's a mandatory. If anyone who is working on the SharePoint, maybe SharePoint dev or SharePoint admin, for both of them it's a mandatory. Similarly, if I'm talking about the developer like Python developer, PHP developer, Java developer, .NET developer, open source developer, for them also it's a mandatory to move towards the cloud computing. Similarly, if anyone who is working as an admin, maybe any type of admin, middleware admin, storage admin, security admin, virtualization admin, Linux, cloud system, DBA, network admin, SCCM admin. So if anyone who is already working as an admin and planning their career, they're planning to upgrade their journey, then cloud is mandatory for them. Similarly, for the support and system professional, suppose you're working as a system analyst, system engineer, so it's mandatory for you. If you are the part of support program, maybe support manager, technical lead, or support engineer, in these three cases also it's mandatory for you to move towards cloud computing. Apart from it, if anyone who is from data side, so maybe working as a data architect, so optimize perform. If you're planning, you are working as a data engineer, you are planning to move towards the cloud. So here, after it, normally people are appearing as a data architect or cloud architect or solution architect or enterprise architect. So if anyone who is from data side and learning the cloud computing, they are providing the optimized solution. Means whatever the solution you'll provide, it will be optimized one, secured and governed, cost-effective solution and better collaboration. The reason is a person who is from data side, they are talking about two things only. They're talking about the ADLS, which is nothing, just a storage platform. They're talking about the Databricks and Data Factory. So do you think to survive in industry, these two services are sufficient? Answer is no. If you're planning to work as a carpenter, as an engineer only, maybe yes, for a few years you can survive. For a long time, you cannot survive. The region market is very difficult for the data professionals also. Same situation with our .NET developers or Java developers also. The good part, which is in favor of developers, is normally the duration of the project is years, like 1 year, 3 year, 5 year. But same time, if I'm talking about the Power BI projects, maybe 3 months, 6 months. Same duration for the data professionals also. Duration of the database products are 3 months, 6 months, 8 months, 9 months. Average is 6 months. So guys, if your skill set is diversified, you will be fit. Maybe there's no project related to data side. Okay, no problem. You can work as architect. You can work as a lead. You can work in some other areas like IoT area, messaging areas, queues area. Okay, for example, nowadays, suppose I'm the data professional. There's no project related to data. So there'll be two options, either resign and look for the better opportunity or new opportunity. Or the second option is inside the organization, you can, if you're flexible, if your skill set is diversified, then you can shift. For the time being, okay, maybe for the next 6 months, there's no project. So what you can do, you can shift towards the maybe IoT side or maybe queuing side, messages size, or development side or administration side. So there are lots of areas which is a part of cloud. So in cloud computing is not related to administration. Cloud computing is not related to data. If I'm talking about data, visualization, administration, or architecting, these are just different chapter. For example, one chapter is for the .NET developer. Second chapter is for the data developer. Third chapter is for the administration, fourth chapter is for the Power BI, means visualization, fifth chapter is about the automation, sixth chapter is about the IoT and many more. So cloud is just like the book, and here we have multiple chapters available. For every stream, there'll be one or two chapters, or maybe three chapters. So guys, if anyone who is new to the industry, maybe you have completed your master's in computer science or engineering in any engineering streams. So what you can do, you can plan your career with the Azure Cloud Computing. Similarly, if anyone who is from cybersecurity background, they also can plan their career. If anyone who is not from IT background, suppose I'm not from IT background, but in mathematics, I'm very good. Stats, I'm very good. So what I can do, I can plan my career towards the cloud computing. And here there's a service offered by Microsoft since last 11 years, which is called the AML, Azure Machine Learning. Azure Machine Learning is, or AI is one of the service which is mainly designed for the data science professional, means a person who is from mathematics background. So data engineer cannot work as a data scientist, but data scientist can work as a data engineer. I can show you several examples where people are from mathematics background, BA, BSc, MA, MSc, MPhil, or PhD, and they're working as a data scientist as well as a data engineer. So data engineer cannot appear, neither today nor in future. You cannot appear. If you're applying to appear as a data scientist, you have to just go enroll for the stats program for 3 years, and then after it you can try. There's no shortcut available. In case you're applying to consume, so yes, there are millions of APIs available for different purposes. Just go and consume in a SQL Server, Databricks, .NET, Python, PHP, or somewhere else also. So guys, Microsoft is offering multiple certification. So there's a common certification which is mandatory for everyone is 900 or fundamental. After fundamental, in case you're applying to appear as an admin, then 104 is the certification. If you're applying to appear as a developer, then 204. And if you're applying to appear as an architect, the paper code is 305. So any stream you can pick up. And after 6 months or 1 year, in case you're applying to appear as a DevOps engineer, so you can. So guys, there's no shortcut available for the DevOps. In case anyone is planning toward the automation, anyone is planning toward the DevOps, first they have to go with the cloud computing. Then only they can enroll or they can learn the DevOps. Otherwise, it's just wastage of time and money. So guys, there's no, again repeating, there's no shortcut available for the DevOps. Just either complete the development, architecting, or administration, then only you can try for the DevOps. So guys, nowadays people are talking about the cloud. Why? Here you'll get the best performance, best speed. Scalability is possible, horizontal and vertical. Both type of scalability is possible, and it's so much economical. For me and you, cloud-based solutions are costly, but for the corporates, are much economical. So guys, here in real world situation, you'll get three type of problem. Sometimes maybe you're working as a developer or data professional. In both of the cases, your data or your application will be on-premise. Means you have to pick up your data from the servers. In other cases, maybe you have to pick up your data from the platforms, or you have to pick up your data from the softwares. So guys, in real-time situation, in on-premise ecosystem, we have to manage everything like application data, runtime, middleware, operating system, server, storage, network. Everything is managed by engineers, by professionals. But in real-time situation in cloud computing, we have three deployment model available. One is the infra-based model. Infra-based model means here there'll be virtual machine. Your data, your business, or your solution will be relying on the VM. So if you have the infra-based solution, in that case, few part will be managed by Microsoft and remaining by you. For example, virtualization, server, storage, and network will be managed by Microsoft, whereas runtime, data, application, and middleware will be managed by you. So it means in infra-based solution, you and Microsoft will work together. And the second is PaaS-based solution or platform-based solution. So in this case, guys, you have to focus on the application and data. Here, this type of solutions are VM-based solution. And this type of solutions are browser-based solution. Browser-based solution means SQL, pSQL, MySQL, Oracle, Databricks, Data Factory, and many more. Logic App, Azure Function, App Service Environment, App Service Plan, Azure SQL Database, Azure SQL MI. So these are the some of the PaaS-based platform. And here the third is SaaS-based. So here in this case, everything already developed and deployed by Microsoft. Only you have to customize if required. Otherwise, just go and use as it is. The best example is Office 365. So guys, you are not going to develop a person who is working on the Office 365. They are not going to develop anything. They are just customizing. It's already developed and deployed. Just go and customize as per the need. So guys, what Microsoft recommending? Microsoft recommending that in case you are planning your career towards the cloud, you should be very good idea, or you should be good idea or control on infra size, PaaS size, as well as SaaS size. Then after it, you can appear as an admin, architect, or developer. Otherwise, your knowledge will be limited towards one area. Maybe I'm IoT developer, then I'll focus on one or two service. On the basis of one or two service, I cannot survive in market for a very long time. So why Microsoft Cloud Computing? Guys, here delivery is very fast. It will save your time and money both. Here, hybrid-based solutioning is possible. You can provide hybrid solution, like some part of the business will be available in public and others will be available in a private cloud. So guys, it's a working on the pay-as-you-go model. Means just use after 1 month, you have to pay to the Microsoft. Means in advance, zero investment is required. No investment in advance. No upfront cost. So guys, zero upfront cost. Plus, here you have to pay per minute. Suppose I was running a database since last 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, I deleted it. So what Microsoft will do? Microsoft will charge only for the 5 minutes. So that's why it's called the pay per minute billing. If you have VM, a VM is stopped, so you no need to pay anything for that VM. Suppose you have 100 VM available, 90 VMs are stopped during the night time. So during the night time, for these 90 VMs, you no need to pay anything to Microsoft. Plus, to support the Microsoft Azure Cloud Computing, or to support the services, Microsoft services, Microsoft is offering 70 plus region worldwide. 70 plus regions are offered by Microsoft. If I'm talking about India, so India, we have 3 publicly available regions are West India means Mumbai, Central India means Pune, and South India means Chennai. So we have 3 public available regions are available. Microsoft is providing one more region which will be available by end of this year in Hyderabad, South Central India. So guys, worldwide, how many regions are available? 70 plus region. In one region, there'll be minimum 3 data center. Minimum 3, maximum can be 6 also. So total 250 plus data centers are available worldwide under 70 regions. And these regions are interconnected through optical fiber cable. So anyone, any idea? So it's an open question. Suppose you're working on a project, name is ABCD. Okay. And the customer is from United States and users are from India. So where you'll deploy it? Again repeating, your customer is from United States and users are from India. So where you'll deploy your application and why? It's an open question. Ayush Khanna, Manish, VSK, Guru. Again repeating my question. If you're working for the customer, maybe Coca-Cola, and the customer is from United States. Perfect. So closest to user location. So correct. So guys, what you should do, just check from where your end users are. If your end users are from United States, deploy everything United States. If end users are from India location, then deploy in India. And here guys, we are covering manual and automation. Both we are covering. Cloud is all about the automation. If you can automate anything, then yes, it will be very much helpful. So now I'm done here. It's time for the Q&A. If you have any question, guys, please unmute and ask the question. Or if you want, I can show you some solution through automation. For example, if you're planning to host a website, how much time it will take? 10 seconds. Within 10 seconds, you can host the application. If you're planning to migrate some application from on-premise to cloud computing, then how much time it will take? Few minutes. If you're planning to set up a call center with 10,000 machines, how much time it will take? 5 minutes. If you're planning to shut down the cloud business, how much time it will take? Maybe 15 minutes. So guys, here things are automated. If you can automate your solution, then you'll be always in demand. Okay, it's time for the Q&A, guys. You can unmute and ask the question now.
I had one question when you were defining somewhere you use the word virtualization. What does that mean? Because as far as I remember, like 20, 30 years back, let's say I was sitting in the office and I wanted to. I'm just giving a crude example. It may not be even right. I was sitting in the office and I wanted to. I had joined new in an organization. And I wanted to have certain softwares on my machine, uh, which were for my particular role at that point of time, which I think was a project manager or senior project manager, right? At that point of time. So the person you will come to me and he'll sit with me for 2 3 hours. He'll install everything, then he'll go on to the other person, and then the next person, the next person. So in my mind, I don't understand virtualization and how it works with these websites and these. How can you do this in minutes or seconds instead of hours? Or rather, did you catch my question?
Oh, sorry, I was speaking on mute. Yes.
Gotcha.
So, Arun, if I'm talking about the on-premise ecosystem, so here everything is available in a physical form. For example, physical cable, physical hard disk, physical box, physical monitor, physical CPU, everything is physical, right? So here, virtualization is a process of creating the virtual version of something. It can be your virtual database, virtual application, virtual server, virtual network, virtual message, or virtual, it can be anything. For example, SQL servers. SQL Server, in SQL Server, you have to, first you have to buy in on-premise. In physical environment, you have to buy a server. You have to buy a SQL license. You have to install, you have to configure, monitor, manage, and everything. But here in cloud computing, you no need to buy any server. You no need to buy any your cable. You no need to buy hard disk, nothing. Just click on few buttons and virtually your things will be available. For example, if you're planning to host a website, so what you can do, just just develop a website and host in a storage account within few seconds. Or let me show you. Suppose, guys, if you see here, this is my portal. In my portal, I have a storage account. You see here, this is one of my storage account available. Storage account is one of the multi-purpose service available. So what I told you in beginning, guys, virtualization is a process of creating a virtual version of something. Something can be anything. It can be desktop virtualization. It can be storage virtualization, network virtualization, application virtualization, or data virtualization. So if you can virtualize anything means you cannot touch. After virtualization, you cannot touch anything. Things will be available. You'll get the best performance. Solution will be highly available, highly reliable, but you cannot touch anything. So it will be available mostly virtualized solutions will be available in the data centers, while physical solutions will be mostly available in your on-premise ecosystem. In on-premise ecosystem, we have lots of limitation. We have lots of investment required. While if I'm talking about virtualization, so here the hardware cost will be quite lower. Here you'll get the improved scalable and flexible solution. Easy backup is possible. Quick recovery is possible. Better resource utilization is available. Simplified management and deployment is available. So these are all about the virtualization. For example, if I'm saying, okay, so I have a website. I have a website available, and this website I'm planning to host in on-premise ecosystem. So what you have to do, you have to buy a server. Just go invest maybe 10 lakh rupees, 15 lakh rupees, and you have to buy a server. If you have a server, you have to buy some multiple licenses also, Windows license, SQL license, and some other tools license. But here in public cloud computing, you no need to buy any license. You not to buy any hardware or software. What you can do, there are some services available. Virtually, these services are available virtually. Just create instance and host your application. within few minutes. So let me do one thing. You see here, I have a storage account available. Storage account is one of the multi-purpose service available. It is used by data scientist, data engineer, developer, admin, and architect. Doesn't matter from which background you are, everyone is using it. So here in my case, I have a container. You see, I have container available. Name is log. So this is temporary one. So what I'm doing, I'm going to create another container. Name is web. Okay. Okay. And what I'm planning to host a website in this container. So for this, what I have here, I have a connection string available. So what I can do, I can copy the connection string. So you see here I have connection string available. So what I'll do, I'll copy the connection string, and there's a tool, free tool available, or this is offered by Microsoft. Name is Storage Explorer. So guys, here's Storage Explorer. So guys, in this case, you see, I'm not going to buy any software, hardware, machine, or anything else. What I'm doing, I have a storage account available. In this storage account, first I'm going to connect to the storage account. What I'll do, I'll pass, I'll select my storage account, and here I'll select the connection string. This connection string I'll pass here, and the name I'll pass here, Papa on duty. Papa on duty. Okay, 1 second. There's a mistake here, guys. Actually, this is the correct one. So guys, Papa on duty 1. So you see here, I have a storage account available. Name is Papa on duty. In this storage account, I just created a storage container. Name is web. And what I'm planning, suppose I have application available in on-premise. Let me show you. I have one of the published application available in on-premise, which I'm planning to migrate from on-premise to cloud. Okay. So guys, you see here. So what I'm doing, I'm going to migrate the entire folder. So what I'll do, I'll select the on-premise folder and migrate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Within 10 seconds, my application is available in the cloud. In case you want to access this application, you can access from anywhere. Suppose, guys, now let me do one thing. Okay. You see, this is one of the application I posted here. And how much time it took? 10 seconds. And how much I have to pay? If I'll use such type of 100 application, including all 100 application, maybe 100 rupees I have to pay per month. Maybe, actual charge is 2 cent, which is 1 rupee 75 paise. But suppose you are using, millions of people are using this application since last 1 month, and such type of, we have total 100 applications. So including all 100 application, we have to pay only 100 rupees. If you have single application, maybe 1 rupees, 2 rupees you have to pay in a month. And this application will be always on, means it will be always, it's highly available, scalable, and reliable application. And if there's an issue, still the services will be up and running. The region I just deployed in a storage account, and it's a replica. It's a Microsoft maintaining minimum 3 copy and maximum 6 copies. If entire data center is damaged or entire region is damaged, still the services will be up and running from the peered region, which will be hundreds of kilometers away from the main region. So this application, what I did, I deployed in Pune location. So in Pune, what I deployed once, but internally what Microsoft is doing, Microsoft maintaining the 3 copy of the data in the Pune location, and 3 more copy of the data would be available in a Chennai location. So if there's an issue in hardware, software, or entire data center or entire region, still business will be up and running. Because of this feature, Microsoft is giving the SLA is 99.999999999, total 16 times 9s. It means it will be always on mode. And how much you have to pay? 2 cent, means 1 rupees 75 paise per month. This is only amount you have to pay to run an application for a month. So this is virtualized solution, Arun. Otherwise, I have to buy a server, I have to buy a license, I have to buy lots of tools, I have to hire someone to manage it, I have to create a monitor, I need the internet connectivity, I need the AC, I need water supply, I need everything. Suppose you're running a data center. So to run a data center, you need water supply, you need internet supply, you need electric supply, internet supply, and many more things. So there'll be huge operation cost. But in this case, there's no operation cost. For you guys, it's a virtual solution. Just go and use it.
Thank you so much for saying that, because I was wondering if I, for the cloud, learning cloud, or building cloud solutions, I will need to be Dhirubhai Ambani or one of the Ambani families or Adani families.
Even I tell you one thing, recently, Jio announced that they are going to start world biggest cloud data center in Jamnagar, Gujarat. Data center. So, guys, Jamnagar, Gujarat, 30 billion. How much they are going to invest? $30 billion. And it will be world biggest data center in Jamnagar,
I,
Gujarat.
I hope Prem is listening. He's based in Gujarat.
Of course.
So cloud is future. So guys, without cloud, survival for anyone is very difficult. Doesn't matter whether the person is entry level engineer or working as the senior vice president. Even whenever the new technology is coming very first time the higher management people are learning. The reason is if they will not learn, then how they will deal with the customer. So cloud is not about
These
development.
days, when I go to LinkedIn, everybody has, when you see the top of the resumes, they're marketing themselves. Everybody is using the word cloud, or they're learning about cloud, and everybody is using the word AI just to make an impression. But then they are asked in the interviews, they're asked, what does that mean? What under AI, what exactly have you done? How have you engaged with Azure?
Yeah. So I think you have shared your screen, Arun. Your video is on. So guys, cloud is all about the virtualization and this is the future. Doesn't matter from which background you are. If you're the part of support program, you're working as a developer, data engineer, data scientist, or something else. It's a mandatory for everyone. So now it's time for the Q&A. If you have any question, you can unmute and ask the question. If no question, then we will conclude here, guys. Okay, so I think there's no question. We can conclude here.
Aradhya, are you planning to have, like, because I know you have been doing a series of introductory sessions. Today, this was a very insightful session for the beginners as well as people who are working or they're planning to transition. Do you intend to have like similar sessions in the future? What's the best way to get connected
Yeah.
with you? What's the best way to, reach out to you? Because
So
you have running multiple batches also. So
yeah, so what I'm planning next weekend, I'm planning to conduct one more session. What I'm planning to call out some of the members who are not from IT background and they're doing very good. Even their salary, if you check their salary is somewhere between 1 to 3 million Indian rupees. And all,
Wow.
all of these professionals are, I mean, they are cloud professionals, but they are not from IT background. And salary, whatever the salary they are getting, and on Fraser, they're getting 16 lakh. Like Gaurav, Gaurav, he has three offers, 13.5, I think 16 and 18. So he has total three offers. And he's MSc in chemistry.
But I'm noticing, this is the trend I'm noticing. If you look at the SQL guy, the Power BI guy, they take one offer and they sit back and they wonder about where my next offer is going to come from, or where my next promotion is going to come from, and then you suddenly have these Azure people, whether they are pure Azure data engineers or they've gone into Azure architecture or Azure services, whether they have the development track or the admin track. These people are these are the only people moving the market. So there are lots and lots of requirements. I mean, think about the big companies. I mean, Databricks or you name Microsoft. So Microsoft, I think, laid off 6,000 people just 3 or 4 days back.
Yeah, yeah,
But the hiring with Azure is increasing.
yeah,
If you talk about Databricks, they are coming down. They are investing, I think, 150 or 160 $1 billion they've invested in India. So
yeah,
no wonder, and in Indian government also, they're very clearly saying. You look at you open any channel, you look at Nitin Gadkari, you talk to any of the Modi government people, you talk to any of the IT people. There's so much of investments happening in India where the money is going to come from not those old skills. The money is going to come if you have cloud as your skill set. If you can show that you have solved real world problems, if you have a good understanding of the problems, that's how you make money.
yeah, you're right. You're 100% right. Even I tell you one thing, in current situation in market, suppose the total 100 professions are available. Check how many of them are developer. Now means software engineers. You will get software engineers. Number of software engineers are quite very higher than data engineers. But you will get a very limited number of opportunity in a software engineer. Not very limited, but limited number of opportunity. But same time, if you check in a Power BI, in Power BI, suppose there are 100 developers. On 100 developers, there'll be one or two Power BI developer. But still number is very high. So why number is very high? Same situation the data. Suppose total 100 software engineers are in a company, then there'll be 10 data professionals, or maybe there will be 6 or 7 data professionals. But one thing you will observe that you will get 7 or 8% data professional, but the number of opportunity will be always higher side. Why? There are multiple reasons. One is the duration of the project. Normally in software development, duration of the project is 1 year, 3 year, 5 year, or maybe more than that. But data side, average is 3 year in software engineering. But data side, duration of the project is average is 6 months, 3 months, 4 months, 2 months, 5 months, 6 months, 9 months. So this is one issue. So after 3 months, 6 months, what people are doing, they are joining, they are going on bench. On bench, if they have opportunity, then they will join. Otherwise, they will look forward for the other opportunity in the market. And this is the challenge. You cannot change your job every year. You cannot change your job after 9 months, 6 months. So a person who is working as a data engineer, and if your knowledge is diversified, maybe if you suppose in your organization, you're the part of a BC organization or maybe Coca-Cola, there's no data related project. Maybe after 6 months or 9 months, there'll be another project in a plan or pipeline. So what the persons are doing, they're working, okay, for the time being, okay, they are working on an automation side. Maybe they're working on analytics side, or they are working towards uh, administration side or architecting side. So if your knowledge is diversified, there'll be huge chances that you'll get a better opportunity, and for a long time you'll remain in a market. Otherwise, after a few months, after every few months or year, you have to change your job. And every year you cannot change your job. This is another fact. Maybe one time, two time, three time, it's okay. But if you think after every 6 months, 9 months, you want to change the job, things will not be easy.
Another, my goal is very simple for the COE.
Mhm.
Because of the huge demand, I'm expecting that people who have done SQL, people who have done Power BI, people who have done Tableau, people who have done Python, people who have done all those kind of different things. Everybody in the COE must be familiar with cloud computing, and not just be familiar with the fundamentals. They need to go beyond fundamentals and see how the solutions are implemented. And
Yeah.
I'm looking at you. I'm looking at you. I'm looking at Ashok to guide us in this area. So I
Yeah.
hope. So my simple goal is 1,000 people should be job ready. They should be able to have the confidence. Say, hey, we don't just know this. We know a lot of. We have done real practice, real solutions. We can handle that.
Yeah. 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 So even I tell you one thing. So you remember the candidate earlier I was talking about, like Tripti Joshi or Gaurav Verma. What happened? They learn data, data side, mean data engineering, and
Hmm.
Azure cloud computing. So what happened? Initially, they were struggling. things were not easy. Since day one, it was not easy for them. But when they learn multiple, tools and technology, suddenly what happening now? God is saying, "Hey, sir, I'm every week I'm getting a new offer." Means in last 3 week he has three offer, and for
Right.
next week again there's a two interview plan, and that's the last round. So it means if your knowledge is diversified, there'll be huge chances that you'll get opportunity. This is one fact. Another fact is normally in beginning, I give an example of the driver, a person who is driving the car since last 1 year, 2 year, or 3 year. So in most of the cases, whatever the accidents were happening on road is because of them. फ्रेशर्स को आपने नहीं देखा होगा जल्दी क्योंकि द पर्सन इज स्केयर्ड, उस संभाल के गाड़ी चला रहा होता है.
Right, right.
Okay, so same situation with the नॉन आईटी प्रोफेशनल. जो नॉन आईटी वाले आईटी के अंदर आ रहे हैं, दे आर स्केयर्ड. They want to do something. They're eager. They're curious to learn. But same time, a
Right.
person who is the part of industry since last few years, they're more comfortable. They have lots of excuses. And
Yeah, then
definitely.
very soon, within few months, they're going to realize how they're out of market if they don't learn this. But anyhow, Aradhya, it was a great session. Today it was like, in India we used to watch Chitrahar. A lot of
Yeah.
some in my generation there used to be small clippings about what it is. So thank you for introducing us so well to this this cloud computing session. It was really, it cut through the noise. It brought us real stuff without any fluff, without any marketing, without any drama. So I love the session. And I want to talk to the audience. If today's session, anybody that is watching the recording or has been a part of this, if you have it in you, if you are tired of surface level content, if you are tired of just doing Ghibli, if you are tired of just watching in YouTube, Instagram, if you want to be real, if you want to be uh, building career defining cloud skills, and I say career defining, which means you are responsible. Don't wait on your boss to give you a promotion. You are responsible for your own promotion. So, like Aradhya said in the beginning, we are all fearful. We all are afraid for one reason or the other. But with every fear, there'll be an opportunity. And Aradhya was trying to, I guess, hand you a roadmap on how to get away from fear and look at the opportunities. So if you're serious about taking next steps, Aradhya also has good news for you. Aradhya, I'm sorry, but I think you began a program. One of the batches is already running, and but you also have something coming up. I'm unclear about that. So can you talk to us a little bit about you seem to have a program where it is designed to take anyone from background and transform them into a job ready professional in just few months. So, where can we find information, or what group can we join if somebody is listening to this recording later on? Can you suggest a group that they can join, or somewhere they can go to and talk to you? Aradhya, I think you are again on mute.
Oh, sorry, Arun. So what I'm saying, I'm just going to share the link here in the chat window in case anyone is planning to interact, or let me do one thing. Let me send my WhatsApp and mobile number here in chat window. 896. So this is my mobile number. So guys, in case anyone you feel you want to interact with me, you want to discuss anything, or you are planning to enroll, you can ping me directly on my mobile number. And this is the link. I just shared my mobile number. Same time, I'm just sharing a group also.
And guys, most of our leads are not into. I mean, we do this out of passion. CEO is all about passion. So most of us, I mean, we've spent like decades, and now we want to give back to the society. So if you have any questions, like let's just say you're not Aradhya's student, but if you have an interview coming up, I have seen Aradhya wake up and help the student, even though they had nothing, they had read, they came to him and saying, "Sir, I took a YouTube course, or I took a Udemy something. I was with Instagram, or I studied like this. Now I'm having problem. Aradhya has gone out and even helped those people who have nothing to do with the offering that he has. So, such is the dedication of all our leads. Please feel free to reach out to Aradhya, reach out to any other lead, and all of us as a team, we will help you. We will either help you directly or point you in the right direction where you can get multiple inputs to help yourself. But thank you for attending, guys. Thank you so much, Aradhya, for doing this session. And
Thank
we are
you.
looking forward to the series of sessions that you may have in the future.
Sure.
Thank you, guys. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Bye, everyone.